Hey, welcome. Derek Rydall here, and I want to talk today about why you will always get what you expect. And this is a really powerful principle. There's a study that was done called Pygmalion in the Classroom. And basically what it was is they went to 3 teachers and they told one teacher, this new semester, this classroom are all below average students. And they told another teacher, your students are all above average students. And they told the next teacher, your students are all average, okay? And the fact is, they were all students just randomly picked from the general population. But that's what the teachers knew about these students. And at the end of that semester or that year, the classroom where the teacher was told these are below average students, they were all, or in general, scoring, or the majority scoring below average. In the classroom where they were told they were above average, they were not only scoring above average, but some of the highest scores in the district. And the classroom where they were told they were average, they basically were in alignment with the average, the mean, right? Now, what happened here? How is that possible? What's the difference? It was what the teacher believed and expected from them. That if they believed they were above average, they put them in a big box, and the students grew to fill it. When they believed they were below average, they put them in a small box, and the students shrunk to fit it. Hear that again. People will either rise to fill the box you put them in, or shrink to fit the box you put them in. It all depends on what box you put them in. In other words, what you expect of them. And this, by the way, applies to you too. What's the box you're putting yourself in? Are you treating yourself as if you're below average, as if you're not worthy, as if you're not good enough, as if you're broken, damaged, have a lot of work to do? Now here's the trick. It seems logical and even a good idea. Well, I need to know what all my problems are, and I need to now address them and solve them. But if you're seeing yourself as having a problem, if you're seeing yourself as less than, and now you're going to make you more than, the problem is you've already put yourself in a box. Now this might seem subtle, but I really want you to get this. You've already put yourself in a box. There's another example, I believe it was Stephen Covey of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People fame. I believe it was one of their kids. And he was born either prematurely or something happened, and he was what you would call slow, or just slow. And maybe somewhere on the spectrum, I can't remember the exact details. But basically, they were doing a lot of work to try to help this kid. It was so much focus, so much energy, extra education, extra support, tutoring, whatever, at baseball, whatever it was, give him all these extra breaks and give him extra space and really try to cater to this poor kid who needed this help, and he just wasn't making progress. And somewhere along the way, they either had a realization or a shift, and they decided, and it might have even been a spiritual one, like God doesn't make any junk, right? And they began to treat their child, or rather stop treating their child like he had a problem, and start treating him based on his potential. Now that's what the teacher thought. The teacher saw potential in the above average kids, less potential in the below average kids, and about average potential in the average kids. And that's how the teacher spoke to them. That's how the teacher asked questions of them. That's the level of work the teacher gave them. If the teacher believed they're above average, they're going to challenge them more. If they believe they're below average, they're going to treat them and challenge them less because they don't have the capacity, right? And what is education? It comes from the root educare, which means to educe, to draw out of you. Same as emergence. So if you don't have challenge, if you're not seen as capable, as having potential, and you're not treated that way and talked to that way, talked up to, not talked down, if you're not challenged and life's not drawing out of you, you're not going to grow, right? And if you are challenged, but with love, not challenged because you're broken, the teacher wasn't challenging those above average students because they had a problem. She was challenging them because they had potential. And that energy of seeing them as full of potential and then challenging them, they rose to fill that. Whereas if you see somebody or yourself as broken, damaged, not having enough, and then you try to change it, That's like having one foot on the gas, one foot on the brake, and it will backfire. There's too much resistance. It's a small box. And so eventually you or that individual will shrink to fill it, or they will just resign inside of it. So you want to take a moment and look at whether it's your child or a client or a parent or a partner or a friend, and notice your relationship to them. Ask yourself honestly, how do I see them? What kind of a box do I hold them in? Do I see them as full of capacity and possibility and potential, just an instrument and an expression of unlimited love and power and brilliance and genius just waiting to come out? Or as a resistant, withholding, unappreciative, whatever, and now I'm going to try to get what I need from them or get them to change? Can you see the vast difference between the two? So I want you to take some time and identify those in your relationships, and then because here's the truth, every single individual in your life, including you, is a unique expression of infinite, inexhaustible power and potential, beauty and brilliance. All of life, all of God is fully expressed as each and every one of us. That's the truth principle. And the more we can see people that way and hold people that way and hold ourselves that way and not let any appearance tempt us to believe less than that about ourselves and each other, but then meet each other where we are presently, that's when magic and manifestation and emergence happens. So I invite you to take this challenge. Begin this experiment in your own life, Pygmalion in your own life, and begin to change the box you hold yourself in and that you hold others in. So you're no longer trying to fix, change, improve, manipulate, or control yourself or others. You are now committed to seeing yourself and others as unique, infinite expressions of potential and power and beauty and all the good. And now you're going to ask, how would I be in relationship with them and with myself if that was true? And then practice that and watch what happens. Watch as they start showing up for you differently, just because of the way you're holding and seeing them. It's miraculous. I can't wait to hear how it goes. So take that action, take some action today, and let me know how it goes. And until next time, remember, live authentically, love unconditionally, and follow your destiny.